What's up, everybody? We are back at it again here with some live coverage. We have what appears to be a pretty gnarly looking supercell here moving into the St. Louis area. We're just going to kind of cover this as it goes. And again, we've had a ton of storms today that just kind of kept going. First things first, here is the storm. We have two panels. Again, we got reflectivity on the right, on the left, and then right above my head is the correlation coefficient. When you see the greens and yellows showing up, that's usually indicating some bigger hail. Once again, we're pretty close to radar, but this is moving towards St. Louis. So right now we are seeing hail. It looks like a storm kind of forming. There we go. Yeah, we just got another radar update. So it looks like we have a pretty gnarly supercell here. You can see that almost like eagle shape, the talons of an eagle coming out. Hang on, let me close one thing behind me. So pretty gnarly looking storm here. We have what looks like another little embedded supercell trying to bubble up in the Chesterfield area. Notice here we have 1 inch hail already reported. Lower correlation coefficients. This is a pretty densely populated area. So we have at least 1 inch hail falling here. And possibly over into the Crève-Coeur area and the Maryland Heights. Okay, we got a new warning now for a lot of the St. Louis area. For, let's see, $half size hail in Baldwin. So that's probably from this. So we had, if we roll it back, you can see, if we follow my mouse here, a storm bubble up and move off to the north a bit. And that had quarter to $half size hail. So that's the storm there. And then we have a much more intense storm just hit Eureka, Missouri with golf ball size hail. This has been wreaking havoc for a while here, starting back by Union, and has since just moved basically right along the I-44 corridor, like right up against I-44. And this is now, this is going to move into, it looks like a little bit of probably just like a river delta area, and then into the Twin Oaks, Baldwin, Manchester, Valley Park region. And this had a history of up to 2 inch hail. This storm looks mean as hell. There is quite a bit of inflow to it. We have a tornado warning off to the south, but the main story here, it has, like most of today, has been the really big hail. So we have two areas we're looking at here. We have the one area with quarter to $half size hail, kind of extending in an arc here. Pretty much from whatever this highway is, I-40? No, North Outer, the Highway 40, and up into the Crève-Coeur area. Notice the lower correlation coefficients really showing up. We're picking up the radar at under 1,000 feet, but the fact that we're seeing some lower correlation coefficients, and based on how quickly these storms have made really big hail today, I'm curious as to how big this hail actually is. I'm going to bring up again, once again, just kind of utilizing some reporting that we can use here for MPing reports, just making sure that there isn't anything that's going to surprise us. I think still that around quarter size hail is what's primarily falling here. There just happens to be some low CCs, low correlation coefficient due to being so close to the radar. Further to the south, this is the more likely area, the storm in Eureka. That's your more likely zone for the bigger hail. Potentially, we could potentially see some really big hail from this, just the way the storm is moving. Whoops, crap, I didn't want to do that. I'm just going to check some velocity data here real quickly, make sure we don't get any kind of tornado warnings that could sneak up on us in St. Louis. The only tornado warning is down back here to the south. To the west of Hillsboro. Notice you have some potential here where the greens and the reds meet in a little couplet, but for the most part this looks like primarily large hail and some strong gusty winds. There seems to be quite a bit of lift with this, so I think it's very possible, especially this storm here by Eureka, that is moving towards Twin Oaks and Valley Park. The way this storm seems to be organized, the way this storm has had a history of big hail, I do have my concerns here that this storm could really take off again It's kind of cycled back and forth between dropping bigger hail and littler hail. The way it looks right now, this could be a mean supercell. It's moving to the northeast. I think generally about 25 miles an hour. This would move northeast pretty much right into the middle of St. Louis. Again, a pretty densely populated area that hasn't been impacted with hail in a little while. As I'm looking around on MPing reports from the stuff off to the north, that's through the Chesterfield area, it does seem consistent with that up to 1 inch hail like we kind of expected. Of course, now we're getting so many MPing reports from a couple different storms here that it's a little more challenging for me to pick up what is happening right now. I see at least a $50 report from north of Eureka. So again, right now, this area we'll have to watch. Again, we had that golf ball size hail, ping pong and golf ball size hail report from 6:07. It is 6:16 p.m. right now. So that was in Eureka. Golf ball size hail there, and that was from a little bit ago. That's what the radar looked like as it moved through Eureka, and you can see that really good storm structure within this storm could cause it to have quite a bit more hail. Again, we're already getting that 1 inch hail from this little guy that lifted up to the north. The main show is more likely this supercell. It looks very nasty here, guys, as it is moving towards St. Louis. St. Louis hasn't had a big hailstorm in a little while. We'll just kind of see how this plays out. Otherwise, we are getting a lot of activity here. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a data feed issue on our end, so we've been playing catch up. Everything seems to be running smoothly now, so shouldn't be any problems, but we're watching, again, the storm heading into St. Louis. We do have a couple warnings here in sections of Illinois, over by the Macomb area, the Mount Sterling area, some storms here. This towards St. Louis, and then here we are, a lot of activity here in Arkansas. Looks to be getting more linear though as we're getting closer to Little Rock. That'll probably minimize that hail potential. However, further to the south, this looks like the show is just beginning here. We had up to some ping pong ball size hail on the eastern sides of Shreveport in the Bossier City area. We have hail, a whole bunch of supercells here in south central Arkansas, getting close to El Dorado. Further to the south here, we're now actually firing off some storms in Texas. So this may be the evening activity. It looks like we have a storm heading towards the Beaumont area. I believe this may have actually weakened a fair bit from earlier. Just off of this overview look, it looks like it has, but it is heading towards Beaumont. And we are actually seeing some storms fire off to the west here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. Watch out for the Houston area. And all the way up to about close to College Station, right? Where's College Station at? Dang it. Generally in the College Station, yeah, just to the east of College Station, we do have some storms firing. So Houston, we're going to watch you guys pretty closely here. I mean, some of the models have been showing storms moving through Houston. That's 7, 8 o'clock hours. So again, a lot of storms going on. We're well over 100 hail reports, local storm reports for the day so far, and that is usually a good indicator of a little busier day. And we may really add a lot to it here if we get a big storm in St. Louis. And actually, as we're speaking, we have a tornado warning now out for the St. Louis area. It's warned for tornado and quarter size hail. So I'm going to switch off of the hail, so the correlation coefficient, for a minute. We're going to look and see where we have the velocities coming together. I'm assuming it is because we have this nice little hook here. Their velocities are trying to make a bit of a couplet with this right in here, just the southwest of Valley Park. Thankfully, right now it looks like it's over a bit of a delta region, but this storm, again, just showing how nasty it is. The fact that we now have a tornado warning. This is going to be heading straight for St. Louis. Places like Kirkwood, Crestwood, probably a lot of St. Louis itself, Webster Groves, Marlboro, Maplewood, Richmond Heights. You're probably got the tornado sirens going off. Get into your tornado shelters now. We do have nothing on the ground currently, but conditions are definitely favorable for that to change very quickly. Looking on correlation coefficient, we use this for hail and for tornadoes. I do not see a debris ball at the moment, but we'll keep a close eye on that as well. And again, that hail as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the hail sizes start to come back up again here as we are beginning. Yes, there we go. The hail size is beginning to come back up. This storm looks mean as hell, and it's going to definitely have that bigger hail now here moving into southern sections of Baldwin and Ellsville, right along the Kiefer Creek Road and Forest Lake Court. Bigger hail, probably getting close to that golf ball size. Let's see. I'm gonna check out here a little bit on the velocities. Okay, so the right here over Valley Park, right, pretty much on top of I-44, I-44 and Highway 141. That is the intersection where we have the velocities coming together here, and there is a bit of lowering on the correlation coefficient. Okay, that's probably not super good. I'm gonna bring up the 4 panels here so we can look overlapping where we have the velocities and lower CCs. This might be noise, that might be something dropping down. Can't confirm that yet, but it is in the right spot for where it would be. So there is the potential that we have a tornado happening right now. I'm not saying 100% confirmed, probably need another radar frame because there was a lot of correlation coefficient noise, but based off of where you have that lowering of CCs, where you have that velocity couplet mixed together, and just within the structure of the storm itself, it is very favorable area for the potential for a tornado here. Pretty much right on I-44 on the western portions of the St. Louis area. So not only do we have hail, but potentially a tornado moving towards the St. Louis area. And yeah, there we go. I'm bringing up another product here in the lower left-hand side, and that seems to be agreeing. There's your bullseye. There's where the potential for a tornado is. And that's moving to the north and to the east, into the Valley Park area. Looks like a lot of industrial stuff, and then some homes. It'll be moving pretty much northeast towards Keys Summit here over the next few minutes. So this is from 3 minutes ago, which means that the where that potential tornado would be closer to here where my mouse is at. So instead of right here, it'd be closer to here by now. We will get an update here in a second. Oh, it looks like we got an update to the warning, guys. Okay, so that means, yes, we have the damaging tornado. So that's a radar confirmed tornado. So enough evidence from, okay, yep, we got the radar updated there. Radar is updating, so that's enough evidence to say, yes, that's a tornado ongoing here, folks, in the St. Louis area. So this is going to be pretty much, again, right along I-44 here in St. Louis. We have, again, this is all, here's downtown right up against the Mississippi River. Follow I-44 past Kirkwood and Crestwood, and it's going to be right there, right here, right in, zooming in just north of I-44. That's where it is going to be. I'm going to switch over to a different product here. So pretty much started at the intersection of I-44 and Highway 131, moving east, and this is gonna, if it stays on the ground, it's gonna be getting towards Kirkwood and Crestwood next. So if you're in this tornado warning, get in your tornado shelters. We have a confirmed tornado warning. Radar is indicating that yes, there is a tornado. So definitely get into your tornado safe place. And then on top of that, we are definitely getting large hail, potentially as large as golf ball, a 2-inch here in sections of the Baldwin and Ellisville area. So you were not in concern of the tornado that's going to be off to your east southeast. You're not going to see anything from there, but you're probably getting pounded with hail here on Kiefer Creek Road. So, and that is moving to the northeast as well, and this is going to impact a lot of the St. Louis, Missouri area. So it looks like we got a lot of storm reports coming in as well. I'm going to try to zoom in on this a bit more, see what else we have. A bunch of 2-inch reports. Measuring hail 3-inch. Holy crap. Okay, so we had 3-inch hail back over by the town Pacific. That was from a little earlier, but right now we have, again, a confirmed tornado warning, and it is hailing as well here across sections of Baldwin, Missouri, and a tornado warning, again, radar confirmed tornado here in Valley Park. You're going to see that velocity couplet pretty much right above my head here in the lower right hand corner of the screen. Met teams send me stuff. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Met team is basically just saying, confirming the same thing I was saying. That tornado likely ongoing here. Let's see, do we have another radar update? Okay, this is from 22. So it's 6:26 right now on this stream. This radar frame is from about 3 minutes ago. So this, again, that confirmed tornado warning continues here. Making sure that, okay, there we go. We got that golf ball report now coming in. Like we said, that golf ball size hail in Ellisville and Baldwin. So we have, not only do we have golf ball size hail going on right now, we have that confirmed tornado warning. Okay, there we go. Quite a bit of hail now falling across the Baldwin area. Again, that golf ball size hail already confirmed from a little bit ago. And so that means that's here in Ellisville and Baldwin. Golf ball size hail. No tornado risk there, but the big hail is falling. However, we do have, okay, that's an intense signature here on the velocities, guys. I have my color scale to be a little different just so it's a little easier to see. Let me switch that over. So I got that on 2-panel. So it's all still red colors. So towards the radar, away from the radar, where the greens, yellows, and reds all come together right here. That is your couplet. That's not a good sign. This is looking a lot more intense here, pretty much right along I-44. However, the correlation coefficients aren't really indicating it's hitting anything at the moment. Notice we have that lower CC there, and that has since really weakened a fair bit. So hopefully that means there isn't anything on the ground at the moment, or if there is, it's not hitting anything at the moment. But looking at velocities here, that is a strong signal. Very likely, if we do not have something on the ground, we will very soon, and we're about to hit some big time population here once we cross over this interstate here, 270. Once we cross over 270, we're over a ton of people, guys. So again, pretty dangerous situation here. This is moving east-northeast, Kirkwood, Crestwood, Sunset Hills. You need to be in your tornado shelters now. This is a very concerning situation here. Again, I haven't seen a major debris ball, at least on the radar currently, but if I look at the NROT product, yep, there you go. That's showing the potential for that tornado. And then a correlation coefficient. Again, we're not seeing that big debris ball, thankfully, at the moment. But, man, I don't know what it is about this spring so far, but the tornadoes have been attracted to the population centers. So we have to assume that this is occurring right now. I don't have I know, okay, I keep checking the warning to see if it updates, to see if there's like visual proof of it or not. It's still radar indicated, but again, based off of the way the velocities are here, this really screams to me this potential for a tornado. So I'm going to check back in on the hail. So in the meantime, so not only are we seeing that tornado possibly ongoing right now, but we also have the hail. We've had golf ball size hail. If you are south of okay, we just got another radar update. So that hail continuing to fall here in the Ellisville Baldwin area. Looks like an extended period of hail in this region. We had that golf ball size hail report. I'm assuming we're still seeing that golf ball size hail, probably quarter size hail potentially, all the way up to Highway 40 here, and we also have that tornado warning. I'm going to check velocities one more time. We just got an update here, see what it looks like. And okay, so that doesn't look as intense as it did a few minutes ago. So this was at 6:26. This is the most recent update here at 6:28. That is where your velocity couplet is, right along Highway I-270 south of I-44 in the Sunset Hills area. But if we bring up the correlation coefficient to see if there's a debris ball, okay, that's probably your tornado right here. That's likely a tornado right along Maple Drive, just based off of. So if I do the velocities here on the left and then correlation coefficient on the right, this little dot right here says to me that we may have a tornado right here impacting folks along Maple Drive in Sunset Hills, Missouri. This is one of the suburbs of the St. Louis area, but we also can't discount Good lord, guys, look how much wind there is. This is within the storm itself, where there's gonna be some hail. It looks like we have only, and we're picking this up only about 500 feet above the ground. Wind gusts, potentially as high as I was just thumbing through 68, say 65 mile an hour winds, pushing some of this hail. Like that's that's a pretty potent combo here. So we got that potentially a tornado, and then off to the west here, all this hail falling in the Ellisville Baldwin area up to golf ball size hail. And this is all continuing to move off to the north and to the east. We have an update to our tornado warning now. Radar confirmed tornado. One circulation is evident near Kirkwood, Missouri, and another is evident near Sunset Hills, Missouri. So we have, so it's for two. Okay, I'm gonna look at this Kirkwood one. I wasn't even looking over there. Okay, yeah, I see it right here. So we could have another, possibly a handoff situation. Right here, this little area could potentially be tornadic if we bring up the correlation coefficient. It doesn't line up at least, so that's good. And then down here where we were talking about. So that's the two areas the National Weather Service is concerned about as we continue on here. So, all right, so do we have an update to our radar? We do. Okay, so this is the most recent update, and good news, I do not, well, hang on, let me not say that yet. Okay, looking on, okay, the correlation coefficients are messy. So let me look at velocities here. Kirkwood concerned, but it's looking a little less evident of something tornadic right now. Definitely some strong winds, that's for damn sure. But I'm not seeing the very concerning big time debris ball. This is, it's hard. It could be, there could be something here, but bring up both. I don't think that's a tornado. I think that might just be radar noise. So, again, that's why we have this tornado warning in place. This is an ever-evolving situation. I think the strongest signals for a tornado. Hang on, puppies. Go on. Sorry, guys. My dogs want to make a cameo appearance into this live stream. It looks like but it does look like the tornado signals aren't as strong as they were, which is good. It is still hailing off to the west, though. It is hailing quite a bit. It's just continuing to drop hail here in the Baldwin area. Looks like we had another 1-inch report come in from Empang. We had that golf ball size hail back by the Baldwin / Ellisville area, and that hail seems to be continuing. It looks like everything's starting to try to turn into a little more of a line of storms, so that hopefully will kill the tornado threat as we're moving into the center part of St. Louis. But the hail is still happening here. Do I think this big hail is going to make it all the way across St. Louis? The way the radar looks right now, probably not. I think it's going to be kind of limited to the area where it's been hailing for the last 10 minutes. But nonetheless, we are getting hail here across the St. Louis area. See if we have any other new reports. We have a ping pong ball report that just came in a moment ago. 2 miles southwest of Manchester, so the Manchester, Valley Park, Baldwin area. Bunch of different quarter reports. We got a 3-inch report back here, one northeast of Pacific. Apparently a photo on Twitter showing that, which doesn't surprise me. This storm had a history of some pretty intense hail. Tornado warnings, these are not confirmed to the south of St. Louis. Warnings all up and down this area that seems to be beginning to turn into more of a line of storms, which would start to really calm down the hail threat, at least in the Missouri. Well, granted, the storms are moving out of Missouri, in the Arkansas area anyway. Down here in sections of Louisiana, looks like we have a tornado warning storm with golf ball size hail in, what town is this? Ringgold or something? In Ringgold, Louisiana. We have more storms down here. It looks like, good lord, we got baseball size hail, or tennis ball size hail in Warren, next to a base by Warren, Texas. A storm heading towards Beaumont. And it looks like, yeah, look at that. We got a warning now for a storm to east of Huntsville. Again, we can't count out this part, the Gulf Coast of Texas, for later here. We could have quite a bit of activity heading towards the Houston area later on. So, again, a lot of storm reports. It's obviously hailing quite a bit here across the St. Louis area. Let's see if we got an update to the radar. Is this... Yes, we do have an update here. So this is as of 2 minutes ago, 6:34. Let me check velocities because there is that tornado threat. It's definitely good God, there's definitely a push of some real intense winds with this in the Marlboro, Webster Groves area. But I don't see any clear, obvious couplet where the wind going towards in a way the radar are coming together, showing that rotation. So I don't see anything evident of a tornado ongoing at this exact second. A little concerned over here. This is where that tornado was before. If by Lakeshire, maybe we do have this little area of low CCs, but this very possibly is just noise from the radar because it isn't a very clear couplet at the moment. I want to make sure. So it looks like it was brief. Okay. Good. And back off here to the west. Yes, the hail is... God, Jesus. The hail is just like stuck here in the Baldwin area. It's still just hailing. It's sitting up over one spot, and it's just dumping its hail out here in the Baldwin, Ellisville area. So this is a long duration hail event, probably all kinds of hail sizes, all the way from like pea-size hail up to as large as golf ball size hail. It's kind of chilling here. And potentially, yeah, we got that quarter report all the way up in Maryland Heights. That was probably from a little while ago. Yep, that was from earlier. And there might be some more hail happening here, probably sub-severe hail in the Crève-Curie area. Okay, where they're just... I keep checking on the rest of my team here while we're all watching and covering all these storms here, mapping everything, getting everything ready for you guys. Of course, this is all being done live. You're able to see this as it is occurring here across the St. Louis area. Okay, so let's see. We got another radar frame update, and
I didn't get that. Could you try?
We got another radar frame update, and here in the Green Park area, man, that is a... Okay, let me... That's a little concerning. This is a little concerning right here, guys. We got an area low CCs. Potentially just enough. Low CCs and the velocities right here. Could be a little spin up, possibly another spin up tornado here. Potentially. I'm not saying that's for sure, but the fact that the correlation coefficient has a nice little area of lowering right where the velocities are creating that little couple, that little bit of a push right in here, signifies that we could be seeing some intense, potentially a little smoke tornado. However, the wind overall is intense. We just got estimated 60-mile-per-hour gusts with pea-sized hail, one east of Kirkwood. So if you go back to those velocities here, you see this area, these really bright yellow colors, that's going to be your strong winds. And I guess it is indeed moving pretty close to that surface here, because the velocities on here are indicating a max of 68. They're estimating about 60, and we're only picking this up about 1,000 feet up, so a lot of this is getting pushed at the surface. So pea-sized hail in this location, that makes sense. Bigger hail was off to the west here, and potentially even over here just now. This may be a new area of hail. So the storm is it's losing its supercell features. It's becoming more linear as we're moving through here. That should lower hail sizes. That should also begin to minimize that tornado threat. I know they're gonna have this tornado warning through St. Louis. Its radar indicator is no longer confirmed, so they're not confirming any kind of tornadoes at the moment. But as evident from just what we're looking on here, just within this feed, you can have a tornado pop up almost at any time. So We're going to be watching this obviously incredibly carefully. Quite a bit of hail. I don't think we're seeing any baseballs or anything crazy like we had off to the south and to the west. I think that area of ping pong, the golf ball size hail, honestly, that area of hail just seems to be sitting over the same spot for a while now. A long duration hail event here in the Baldwin and Ellisville area of Missouri. As this all pushes towards St. Louis, winds in excess of 60 miles an hour and potentially up to some 1-inch hail, all possible here as we are moving through St. Louis. Checking in on other areas or seeing any other reports. Looks like a wind damage report. A photo on Twitter shows a wall of windows collapsed at the Ballin Point Rec Center. So I guess some strong winds with that. Geez. And otherwise, just more quarter reports. A lot of quarter-size hail reports coming in with this. I think that main concentration, the biggest hail, is going to be mostly off to the south and to the west. Looks like we do have some storms beginning to head into the Little Rock area. Golly, they don't need it. Lord knows they've had enough crappy weather in the last couple weeks. El Dorado, looks like you have a nasty supercell. It's going to hit probably the southwestern sections of your side of town. Storms here now east of Shreveport. That tornado warning over Ringgold. And then we have this storm moving towards the Beaumont area, looking a little nastier now than it did before. So now we're for ping pong ball size hail heading towards Beaumont. We had a history of tennis ball size hail in Texas. And we're getting more storms starting to get severe warned here in southeastern Texas. We now have one in Waverly for quarter size hail. This is in the far northern sections of the Houston area. We now have also a ping pong ball size hail potential warning here for a storm to the northwest of LaGrange, Texas. So Texas is starting to turn on here at the 6:40 during the 6 o'clock hour as things are beginning to get more linear in Arkansas and Missouri. So we're going to check back in here with the St. Louis area where that tornado warning, that confirmed tornado warning, has since become just a regular tornado warning because we are unable to really tell anything clearly being on the ground. Let's check on velocities. Yeah, this is looking like we could get a couple little spin up guys. It's moving into St. Louis though. It's gonna be windy here. All these little like bumps showing up on the velocities, that's gonna be your pushes of those strong winds up to 60, maybe 65 miles an hour pushing into the middle of St. Louis. We do have hail as well. Let me go back to our correlation coefficient. Looks like the biggest hail has since ended. I don't think we're going to see any more golf ball reports really coming in. I think that has since stopped. The supercell that was responsible for the biggest hail has since just kind of merged into this ugly line of storms. I was kind of expecting this to happen, so I was hopeful that it would, especially because we started getting to that tornado warning area. It didn't do anything in Warrenton, just light rain. Where is Warrenton? Is Warrenton up to the north or to the west? I know. Oh, okay, yeah. So here's Warrenton. Yeah, Warrenton, you guys, man, you snuck away from it all. Yeah, you didn't really get anything crazy in the Warrenton area, thankfully. Everything kind of stayed to your south and now to your east. Let's see. Okay, we got that ½ inch. So I think the biggest hail, yeah, that biggest hail I think has since ended. Probably almost no severe hail left. Maybe just some isolated quarters here in St. Louis is now a wind threat. And hopefully we do not have any more tornadic activity. It's very possible that we saw a tornado or two earlier, but I think we're just on a wind threat. A couple of little pushes here of strong winds is showing possibly close to 65, 70 miles an hour. If that's reaching the surface, of course. But we could, whoa, what's this back here? Is this just noise? I see this, when I see this little area of deep CCs, that causes a little bit of concern. Okay, this might just be some radar feedback. I hope. Hopefully that's radar feedback. Again, that's the kind of stuff you look for if you're trying to find on radar anyway if there's any tornadic activity. But right now it looks like currently I do not see anything that screams tornadoes to me. If they do, so it's right, the tornado warning, you're in St. Louis, got that tornado warning, and like the storm mode is getting really messy. So but there's a lot of spin in the atmosphere. We could that's why you got to get your tornado precautions, get yourself in your tornado safe place. Better safe than sorry. Hang out in like your shelter or your closet or something for 10 minutes, and if nothing happens, nothing happens. But it's better than being caught unprepared. And so I personally am not seeing anything major on the ground at the moment, thankfully, here in St. Louis. Again, I think the hail sizes have really come down and got a couple of sub-severe hail reports coming in with that. And trying to see if we have any other reports coming in. Does not appear to be so far. So we're transitioning to that wind risk. Once we get past St. Louis, it'll almost definitely be entirely a wind risk here in southern Illinois. Otherwise, I am paying attention here for the Beaumont area. I'm actually going to bring that up. My other radar I had open as a Shreveport site, which I was working on before. But I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to it's either going to bring up Lake Charles or Houston. We'll find out which one here in a second. And we will... Okay, so bring up Lake Charles's radar, which is annoying. I don't have the roads loaded for that, but that's okay. Just kind of check in, see where the storm is in relation to Beaumont, Texas here. Okay, so it's kind of nasty looking storm. We do have a little bit of a hail spike showing up here that would indicate large hail being present. It's moving pretty slow, but we're going to have to keep a close eye on it. But it's very possible this could have some golf ball size hail with it. It's updating live with me here. Pretty nasty looking storm. It's going to be heading towards Beaumont, Texas here in the next probably 20 minutes or so. And we're going to keep a close eye on Houston as well. Houston may sneak in some storms later on this evening. Not imminently, but potentially in the next few hours or so. So again, here, St. Louis, it looks like the hail has since calmed down. We've had a ton of it so far, but it looks like we are now just in the high wind and potential tornado risk zone. And looking at the most recent radar update, the area of concern for CCs appears to be just stuck in the same place, which means that, like I was kind of suspecting, it was just some radar noise. We do have another area here down by Green Park. This looks like it's going to be some hail here, maybe some 1-inch hail with this. Definitely going to be wind driven, I bet. Yeah, definitely wind driven. Again, look at the wind. Wind is strong on here. Where you're seeing anywhere in the yellows and almost like the brownish colors, that's over 60 mile per hour. Where the radar is being picked up. So how much of that gets mixed to the surface, it's not a 1-to-1. I mean, usually there's some level of weakening. Usually winds a little more nuanced on radar, but there is that potential here of probably some widespread greater than 60 mile per hour winds. Moving across is going to push into St. Louis, into the downtown area of St. Louis here momentarily, and potentially some more hail right along whichever interstate this is. If I can highlight it properly, I-55, probably right along I-55 here, south of downtown St. Louis. Little area of hail as well. Areas everywhere else, the hail is probably generally sub-severe now across the St. Louis metro. If you're getting hit with a storm now and you hear hail, the pinging's probably going to be under 1 inch, except for this area, the Lake Shear, Green Park region. That area may actually have a little bit bigger of hail. Oh, we just got a radar update. Yeah, definitely a little bit bigger here. Seems to be trying to get that 1-inch hail where you see the higher reflectivity, the pink color showing up. Correlation coefficient a little bit lower here too, along the Wilbur Park, Bella Villa area. That's the only spot where I could see some 1-inch hail. I think the rest of it now has gone sub-severe, and we have really transitioned to that high wind risk It looks to be quite a bit of strong winds. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bunch of wind reports in the 60s, tree branches down, all that fun stuff coming in here once these storms pass a bit. But I think that tornado risk overall really seems to be going down quite a lot. They're going to maintain these tornado warnings. We're going through a lot of population, and they could spin up any kind of quick little tornadoes at any time. So the tornado warnings definitely are warranted. I keep going back over to Texas just because we are seeing storms in the area, and I don't want to get caught surprised with anything. Looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm watch for portions of Tennessee and Mississippi for potentially some 2-inch hail possible. I think that'll be with any storms that form out ahead of the line. I think this line of storms in Arkansas is going to really minimize that hail chance. Looks like some stuff in Benton and Bryant, moving to southern sections of the Little Rock area. That could have some hail. Otherwise, I think it's primarily transitioning to a wind risk in the northern sections of the severe risk for today. Check back on the radar here. Beaumont area. This storm doesn't look as healthy as it once did, so Beaumont may be spared. Probably just gonna watch Texas very carefully. Otherwise, yeah, radar. The hail is going to be south of downtown St. Louis now, so completely different hail core has bubbled up here during this storm. Oops. There we go. Okay, so while we're waiting for another radar update, I'm going to bring up Twitter. I'm going to try to see if I can find some pictures for you guys who are watching. Thanks for jumping in on this. Had a bunch of activity today. It's seems to be name of the game here. Let's see here. Any fun pictures coming up? Thankfully, this is all happening during daylight hours, so you can get some more pictures and videos if I can find them. Here we go. Got one picture already I see from Eureka, Missouri. So that was just before this is the start of the metro. Decent sized hailstone there, probably about a ping pong ball or so. Let's see what else we got here. Peat of dime size hail in the suburbs of St. Louis. I don't want to show the little kid on this, so let's not do that. Let's see. Anything else crazy coming in? Got a lot of hail today, so when you search hail on the Twitter, it really gets quite a bit here. Valley Park. Some hail. Okay, so update on the radar here in the St. Louis area. Again, the only section of this entire line of storms where we may be seeing some quarter-size hail is right along the Mississippi River now, south side of St. Louis, where you're seeing the high reflectivity value, so where the pinks are showing up, and the correlation coefficient is only getting a little lower. It's only getting about that orange color. It's probably going to be mostly subsevere, maybe some hailstones up to 1 inch, just looking at what's going on. Otherwise, not much normal hail. It is more wind. It is windy here across St. Louis. Bringing up those velocities. Got to keep an eye here on the Illinois side, probably over by the Allerton area. Anywhere you get that little bump out like this, that's where you can get a quick spin up tornado, and that's why that tornado warning is going to stay in effect, because it's so hard. You can't predict when these are going to come with any sort of regularity. It's going to be the quick spin ups, and those are always the ones that can get you real easy. It's like we do have a confirmed warning here. Apparently radar confirmed a tornado near Redbud. Moving northeast is 60. Okay, where was that? So I guess over here. Yep, there it is. Right here. That right there. There's your little debris drop. So that's where your tornado is. It's between Redbud and Waterloo, heading towards Hecker. And yeah, there you go. That's what you. That's like I mentioned, a little bump up, a little velocity right there, and then there's your debris. So that those little spin up tornadoes, and that's why we're at that confirmed tornado warning here. So we have a confirmed tornado warning for this, but in St. Louis itself, no confirmed tornado warning. We do have some small hail, maybe. Okay, looks like we got a report of 0.5 inch. So yeah, okay. So even this is sub-severe hail. So it looks like the severe hail in St. Louis may be completely over, and we are just at wind and tornado threat moving through the metro now. Yeah, it seems to be. Somebody recorded a non-thunderstorm. It definitely was a thunderstorm when it goes. Guess. How do you get to about how do you know my what Jack's saying? Some silly comments in here. Yeah, tons of hail, man. We must be like pretty high on the hail reports for today. So we got a confirmed tornado warning in Ringgold as well. Weather spotters, they confirmed a tornado, so a damaging tornado in Louisiana as well, and again a lot more storms popping up here in Texas, southeast Texas. You know, you guys might make it so the evening here for the Hail Trace team is a lot longer. It's from a movie. Okay, yeah, I'm not thinking movie references right now, unfortunately. So my brain may be looking a little slower. It looks like we got some storms moving into Little Rock now. I think the hail size will probably be 1 inch or less on this. It's looking more of a wind threat there. Yeah, and overall, let's see, we just got a report. Another I-44 in Hampton estimates 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in St. Louis, and that's what we were expecting. We were anticipating quite a bit of wind. Oops, no, wrong radar. Quite a bit of wind here in the St. Louis area. And again, St. Louis itself, this is not a confirmed tornado warning. This is just a potential for a tornado. Some hail moving close to downtown now. This hail looks very likely sub-severe. I think we'll probably allow half inch, maybe some nickel-size hail at most. Let's check over here. Ooh, that looks like probably still a tornado here by Hecker right now. So there's your low CCs. Let's bring up the velocities. Bet that couplet, yeah, it's like right in here. So there's your tornado, right where my little red box is. That's your tornado. Probably not the craziest thing. You know, this isn't gonna be. Dang it! Oh, that's not what I wanted. This isn't gonna be like a massive huge tornado, and I don't know why my cross section isn't working properly, so I'm just gonna ignore it. But you can tell very clearly on the correlation coefficient where you have the tornadoes. So, and also seeing winds, dime-sized hail and winds here in Waterloo. That tornado again northwest of the Hecker area, and then we have so up to some 1 inch hail already coming in, 30 to 40 mile an hour winds here in St. Louis. So anywhere with those high reflectivity where you're seeing the pink showing up, potentially up to some 1 inch hail. I don't think it's widespread. I think it's going to be mostly sub-severe hail with getting to that 1 inch area. I'm not totally convinced we're going to see anything more than 1 inch coming out. Maybe just might see 2 1 inch reports or something here. And down like in St. Louis, down over by the Arch at this point, we're gonna be hitting the ball field in a second here in the St. Louis area. The winds though, bring it up. Strong gusty winds moving through all St. Louis now. Yeah, you probably have widespread gusts to 60, and then down here by the Hecker area, Still got that couplet. We'll see if the correlation coefficient still shows. Yep, there it is. There's your tornado right there. Here, right along Highway 159, moving to the northeast, heading towards Freeburg, Illinois, coming up very soon here. Hopefully, this will lift before we hit any other population. So that's the confirmed tornado warning. Just a regular tornado warning here in St. Louis. Nothing really popping out of anything imminent. Just strong gusty winds to 60, and some mostly sub-severe hail, maybe the occasional quarter-size hail here on the south side of the downtown area of St. Louis, Missouri. So that's what's happening there. I'm going to keep kind of going back and forth a little bit, just seeing what's going on in other areas. We do have that quarter, like I kind of expected, some quarter-size hail in Bryant, Arkansas, and one southeast of Holly Springs. This is going to be moving into Little Rock, so probably some quarter-size hail moving to Little Rock here in a minute, and a nasty tornadic supercell in Ringgold, Louisiana. And then we have these storms here in Texas that we're going to have to watch as they move. Generally, this storm generally is going to, I think, avoid. It's going to manage to dance around Beaumont. We'll be watching this carefully in Beaumont, Texas. And again, we're watching Texas carefully overall. We have a nasty storm really taking off here. It's going to be heading towards Jasper. Got the storm north of Conroe. And again, we got Houston. We could see some storms in Houston later. So we've got to keep a close eye on everything. Probably another, in terms of hail storm reports, I'm sure we're going to have quite a lot today. I bet we're over 150 already. We're at 175, so it'll be another 200 hail report plus day. That seems to be the storm season so far, as we more or less will have like a week or two of almost freaking nothing, and then it all comes all at once and we have a ton of hail all at one time. A lot of storm reports coming in now, a big hit of strong winds in the St. Louis area. Again, that makes sense. When you get widespread wind gusts over 60, it makes sense that trees are gonna struggle, especially with them just now getting their leaves. Maybe not St. Louis. Say Oklahoma City got all the leaves burst out of the trees this week. So most recent update here, again, St. Louis, maybe some quarter-size hail, but overall I think the wind is the bigger threat, and that is still probably gusting up to over 60. Let's go check down by where their confirmed tornado was by Hecker. I already see it. I see the debris. Let's look at the velocities again. Yeah, there's your couplet over here, and then we go back to correlation coefficient, and there's your debris. Hopefully it has lifted. Looks like it's just skirting to the mouth of Smithton, and it's gonna be still heading towards Freeburg. Again, let's hope this thing lifts before at Freeburg, or it might already have lifted, and it's just debris continuing to be lofted by this thing. But that confirmed tornado warning does continue here in St. Louis. Again, looking in Beaumont, looks like this storm's probably going to stay away from you. It's not moving very quick, that's for sure. So otherwise, I don't think we have anything else really crazy happening right now. It's a lot of rural stuff. We're obviously tracking all of it. This storm moving into Little Rock here. This looks pretty linear to me, so maybe some more quarter reports, but otherwise probably just gusty winds. I think Arkansas may be on the beginning stages of calming down, at least on the hail for today. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of let this finish moving through St. Louis, and I may kill the stream for a while so I can go and help with the team keep up with everything going on here. I'm gonna take a minute and look on Twitter here for some more hail photos. My guess is it's going to be a lot of little hail because we're moving through the middle of St. Louis. Okay, Franklin County. Here's some hail from one of the news channels here. Showing Franklin County. Some big hail. That's definitely golf ball 2-inch hail there. I don't actually know where Franklin County is, so that's what having you guys here for is for. I'm assuming that, yeah, Franklin County, back by Union. That was probably in Union then. Union, Missouri got ripped pretty good. Yes, I mean this was Missouri's had a good hail day today. A lot of folks have been impacted with some hail. Lake of the Ozarks area looks like they got ripped really hard. Let's see what other areas. What's this picture of? Oh, this is in Arkansas. This is in Bryant, Arkansas. So that's actually a pretty good size hail. That's like ping pong. That looks like at least a ping pong ball there. I need to let my team know about that. Pop this bad boy into this chat over here. Okay. All right. We do have a radar. All right, the radar did update, so let's take a minute, take a break from the photos, and look. Oh boy. So I do still see a couplet here. We do have a CC drop. Still got a. I'm curious. I'm hoping that this is just radar noise at this point and not potentially a tornado heading into Freeburg. I guess we'll find out if this potential debris signature gets a lot more pronounced as we move through Freeburg. Then we may saw a tornado happening. It still just says radar confirmed. So we don't have any weather spotters saying that this is a hail or a tornado. Here in St. Louis, looks like the hail, any kind of severe hail is done now. We're sub-severe hail, and the majority of the wind will likely be done very soon as well. Looks like we had the ASOS station got up to 67 miles an hour, so I think that's at the airport, if I'm not mistaken. Kill everything. Yes. So St. Louis Airport got 67 mile per hour wind gusts, so that gives you guys an idea the widespread nature of this wind. Definitely some strong winds in excess of 60 miles an hour across pretty much all of St. Louis. So we're really more of a wind event now as we're going to rip across Illinois. Okay, we did just get another radar update. Where's Freeburg at? Okay, so I think we're good. I think the tornado may have lifted, because if there was actually a tornado here based off of how the CCs looked, you would have had a huge debris drop because it would have hit a bunch of crap, and the velocities don't match up to any kind of tornado. So I think I don't want to say the all clear, but I think the potential there, it's not looking as concerning as it once did. So there you go. You got a lot of that small hail coming in. Strong wind, small hail, and I think the tornado threat is beginning to wind down here in the St. Louis area. Do we get baseball size hail in Ringgold? We did more baseball size hail. I knew there would be some big hail today. And there we go. We're getting that quarter size hail in Little Rock coming in. Other quarter reports. So again, the Little Rock area getting that 1-inch hail now. It's kind of putting salt in the wound, honestly, with a horrible tornado that happened just 2 weeks ago. There we go. Storm by Beaumont. It's moving so slow, so it's nowhere near. It's still kind of out a little bit in the boonies, just barely staying out of the city. And nasty looking storm by Jasper. But otherwise, Texas, you're still just kind of getting your feet wet a little bit here, getting the storms going. Again, Houston will have some potential. Little Rock area, and we seem to be switching over to more of a wind overall think generally more of a wind risk. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up, guys, and then go to help the team quite a bit more. Thanks for tuning in. As always, you can check out all of our stuff on Hail Trace. It's all being updated live. Everything you saw being updated as we go here. And we'll be chugging along probably all night. So if we get any other storms, any other big population centers, we will come back. Possibly for Houston. Maybe Beaumont does something. I might even... Actually, you know what? Before I get off, I'm going to put the Lake Charles radar into Little Rock. I just want to make sure that there isn't anything too crazy in the Little Rock area that could catch us off guard here before I turn this stream off. So here we go. Got the Little Rock radar. Everything should be popping up here any second now. Any second now. There it goes. Okay, let's see. Alright, well, it's already ripped through most of the city, so I'm just going to take a couple seconds. I'm going to roll it back, see what we have here. Looks like, yeah, a ton of melting with this. So, yeah, a little bit of quarter size hail overall. I think, bet it was really windy too. Back. Yeah, nice little gust of wind, big hail. You can tell, man, there was quite a bit of hail over here earlier. But yeah, the hail's pretty much done already in the Little Rock area. It doesn't look like there was anything crazy with that. Probably just some quarter size hail, which has been what was showing up on radar. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back later if we have any other big storms to any populations. So keep an eye on your alerts on your phone, guys. Talk to you later.